Hello friends, welcome to Apex Chess Academy. Today we are going to check fascinating attacking chess games. Yes, so this was my blitz game and it's in Karagon. Let's start. E4, C6, D4, D5. Here normally I am playing different variations, even fantasy variation with F3, even exchange variation, even just knight C3 or maybe even two knights and advance 2. In advance again I have different repertoires, but let's say after bishop f5 normally I'm playing either short variation with knight f3 bishop e2 or h4. In this game I played h4 and here black played h5. So other than h5 there is one more move which is h6, but let's say h6 which is h5 which is more common. And after h5 here white has three choices: c4, bishop d3 or bishop g5. Bishop g5. So I think I already told you in my previous video that this bishop g5 move was very popular around 2009-10. Now I'm just playing it in a blitz game or something like this because of some refutation. Like let's say after queen b6, bishop d3, and here the refutation is actually queen d4. And okay, white has little bit play after knight f3, queen g4, bishop f5, queen f5, c4, but still I don't feel it's enough. So I won't advise you to play in a real game, although I have played few games and I won some spectacular games as well. But okay, let's see what happened in my game. Okay, so after bishop d3, bishop d3, queen d3, queen into b2, and this was a mistake actually, in fact, queen b2. And I already told you that e6 is the correct move here, in fact. Okay, so what is the idea behind this basically e6 move? If someone takes on a1 here, then queen b3. And the point is, if you are not taking on d4 now, then next move I'm going to play knight f3 and short castle with the idea of knight b2, which simply traps the queen. And if you're taking on d4 here, then I'll play bishop e3 followed by queen into b7, and I'm going to have my rook back with some mating threats and lots of weaknesses. After say f6 we just play bishop e3, knight f3, short castle, and there is some cram position of black's pieces on king side. So that is what the whole idea. So I'm not discussing it in more detail. uh, okay, but let's say here f6 was played, and in fact this move I faced a way back, maybe before 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not sure where when I've faced this, but I faced it before a way back, and in that game I didn't play well. But okay, I found the move on the board, but I didn't dare to play in the real game in those days basically. But okay, later I analyzed this move, and this move was in my repertoire. So here f6 was played, and here the strongest move and the spectacular move here is knight f3. Now, what is the point? Let's say if someone takes on g5, here white should go for castle. Yes. So, what's the idea behind this? After castle, we are basically ready to sacrifice another rook. So, basically, we are two pieces down. Okay, let's say if someone is not taking on a1 and if goes for say g4, then here we are going to play knight bd2, and we are still going for development. And after g into f3, we just play rook fb1, which simply trap the queen. And after the queen into a1, rook into a1, okay, it looks like okay, black has sufficient material for against the queen. But in fact, the point is black's king side pieces are very tied up, and it's difficult to develop those pieces, especially the bishop on f8 will never come in the game. So okay, in case of 10th g4, we can just play nbd2, and if black goes for queen into a1 on move number 10, then here white should go for queen b3. Now what is the point? Let's say we have the threat of queen into b7 with some mating threats on c8, and if black defends it with b6, here we just play a cool move. Can you find this? Just try to pause the video and find the best move here. So it's a white to play, and here, yes, the correct move is at g5. It's just crushing. I mean, here you see the black pieces, rook on h8, knight on g8, bishop on f8, all are just the spectators, I mean, and they cannot come out. Even let's say if I mean knight on b8 is not moving at all except a6 square, rook on a8 is not coming anywhere. All these three pieces are just bad. Queen is trapped there almost, and next move I'm just going to trap it with either knight b2 or knight c3. So your knight is the only piece which is basically moving at all. And after the knight c3, queen into rook, king into, and now again only one move is there which is long castle, because there is no other move. Like, okay, knight c7 is move, but then again you are playing the same piece. And let's say after long castle, here white can just play knight e5. And yes, we are, I mean, opponent has two rooks and one bishop against the queen, but what to do with these pieces when you are not able to develop, right? So here it was just a crushing game which I have played in my blitz game. But in fact, okay, of course it's not possible to find out everything during the game. So of course it was my prepared variation, especially up to say at g5 on move number 12. And of course after that it's not necessary to know anything more than this, because after knight a6 just you can play knight c3, queen f1, king f1, long castle, and now knight e5. So here my threat is queen a4 next move. Here my opponent played knight c7, and then I took on c6. Okay. Anyway, you are not able to do anything better than knight is on, because let's say even if say king b7, you have knight f7, but there is no need to even go for knight f7. Maybe you can just play queen a4 first, or okay, even if say knight f7 is also winning after king b7. So my opponent played knight c7, and then I took on c6. And say after rook d6, I just played knight into a7 check, king b7, and now knight a b5, rook into e6, just playing few more moves. Now knight into c7, king into, and queen into d5. And here my opponent resigned, because you see still the rook is hanging and rook cannot go anywhere, because let's say if you are playing rook g6, then still I can win with either knight b5 or with queen f7. c8, f8 bishop is just not going anywhere. We are just going to win that piece, or even just we are going to mate with knight b5 in very short time. So this was a crushing game which I played in blitz. So it's very, I mean, spectacular game, right? So hope you enjoyed this game. But again, remember this bishop g5 move on, say, let's say move number here on move number, I would say is 5 probably. Yeah, so move number 5 after bishop g5, fourth h4, fifth bishop g5. Normally, I would say that bishop d3 or c4 is a better choice as compared to bishop g5. But bishop g5 has some pro and cons. Okay, so bishop g5 is just like roll the dice. Okay, so it's about the risk, but okay, you can of course take this kind of risk in blitz at least, maybe even in rapid too. So hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Thank you friends.